Hello and welcome to day 33 of my 365-day programming journey. Today I was looking around at game jams on itch.io and I saw this toy box jam, and it gives you some assets to use, but it's all made for this engine called Pico-8. I've never used the Pico-8 engine, but I did remember buying it in a Humble Bundle a long time ago, but I never got around to actually using it. So the Pico-8 engine is a interesting little retro themed game engine where you can build out cartridges. So that's what I sort of did today. I didn't build a game, but I did make a little short program, and a lot of what I did today was thanks to the wiki here, because I've never written for the Pico-8, so I wasn't used to all its syntax, so this helped me out a lot, and there's a lot of interesting things you could do with the engine. So if we open it up here, see, we just have a blinking terminal. So we're going to hit escape to go to our editor here, and this is where our program lives. And we have a few options up here, but let's stick in the code for now. So we initialize our values outside of our loop function here, x and y, tx and ty, which is our temp variables for something we'll use later in this function here. So this is our function loop here, and we're going to run through our inputs. So this is a left keystroke or left arrow key, and we're testing if it's been pressed, and if so, and we're in bounds of x is greater than 1, so on the left here, we'll decrease its value by this small value here. I'm sure there's a way to control time. I just didn't look into it because I kind of wanted to do this as much as I could with my own logic, with only looking up the bare minimum kind of things I had to. So as far as I could tell, this is the quickest way to get it working with what I knew. And if else right, so we have a left and right, decrease it, increase it, and we do the same for the vertical. So up is actually down, kind of. I don't know. I feel like I got this wrong. I don't understand how down or how up is -1. I think it's because 0. Well, yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I'll have to look into that more. If anyone understands Pico-8 a little bit more, or how the logic is working, please let me know. And if we press down, we're going to increase the value. So that handles the input here. And then we move down here, and then this is where we're going to clear and modify the screen. If the temporary value or the temporary x value, temporary y value are not equal to their x and y counterparts, then we're going to go ahead and set them to their values and then clear the screen. That way it's not clearing the screen every frame. And down here we're going to draw our sprite. Actually, let's see what happens if we take it out of here and put it in here. I think that makes a little bit more sense. But let's break down our sprite function here. So it's SPR, which is sprite, 1, which is the sprite index, and I'll show you where that lives in a second. X and Y is our positions, and 16 is it's sort of like the boundaries of the X and Y. So it's like the size of the sprite, and I think that'll be better shown in this little section here. So we have a 0 and a 1 index, so it's using the 1 index sprite here, and then it's using a 16 by 16. So if we use 32, it'd be this, and these extra boxes out here. As far as I understand it, it might extend out this way. I'm not 100% sure about that, honestly. But there's our little crosshair icon here. So that's what that's doing. It's just calling out the 1 index and then setting the position and the size. So, and then at the very end, it just loops back around. So let's go back to here, and we're going to type in run, which is run whatever we have in our editor file there. Now if we hit the left and right, we go left and right and up and down. And of course it stays in the boundaries. Now it gets a little fast at the bottom here for some reason, which I'm not sure what's causing that. Or maybe it's just along the sides here. No, that's interesting. So along the outer edges here, it speeds up dramatically for some reason, but within here it moves relatively normally, as we might expect it to. It's nothing too crazy, but it was a fun little test program to make with Pico-8, and I do highly recommend it if you're interested in more low-level, well, pseudo low-level languages. I think there's some trickery going on here, because of course you could just call sprites and stuff like that, but it's definitely a little bit more convoluted, I would say, than some more higher level languages. that could just because I'm unfamiliar with the language, but it's very interesting, and I think it's just using Lua. I'm not sure. I haven't. This looks very Lua-esque, but it was a ton of fun to make, and I highly recommend you check it out. I think it cost $15, $10-15 on their website. Yeah, $15. So kind of gotta be sure that it's something you're interested in, but it's definitely a lot of fun, and you could really make some awesome things with it. But I just didn't have the time for that, obviously. So I think that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.